Hi everyone. Today I am going to talk about an important topic in operating system used in a system calls. System calls are essential concept in operating systems because they provide the only way for user programs to interact with the operating system kernel. Normally, user program run in user mode which has limited access to the system resources while the operating system runs in kernel mode with full control over hardware such as CPU, memory, files and devices. Whenever a program needs to perform operations like reading a file, creating a process or communicating with hardware, it must use the system calls. In simple word, system calls act as a bridge between user programs and the operating systems. Now let us understand the implementation of the system calls. When a user program makes a system call, it does not directly execute the kernel code. Instead of this, it triggers a special instructions often called a trap or software interrupt. This instructions cause the systems to which from user mode to the kernel mode. Once inside the kernel mode, the operating system identifies the requested service, perform the operation safely. Then the returns control back to the user program along with the results. This controlled transition ensures system security and stability. This is the pictorial representation of how the system call will working into the inside of the user mode and kernel mode. The next part of it, API system calls are the relationships between the operating systems. Applications programs do not usually call the system calls directly. Instead, they use an application programming interface or an API. An API provides a set of functions that programmers can use easily, such as the file handling or the process control functions. These API functions internally invoke the appropriate system calls. For example, in C program, functions like the printf open functions are the part of the API, but internally they use the system calls like write or open to interact with the operating systems. This separates the makes applications development easier and more portable across the different systems. Now let us understand the implementation of a system calls. We use the program make calls. It does not directly execute the kernel mode. Next, let us discuss the parameter passing of the system tables, especially the parameter passing via table when a system call needs parameters such as a file name or buffer address. These parameter must be passed parameter passing through the table. In memory, in this method, the user program stores all the required parameter in the table or block in a memory, then the passes of the address of this table and the operating system using into the register. The kernel reads the parameter from the table and perform the requested operations. This method is an very efficient and allow the multiple parameters passed by the easily. Finally, let us understand the types of system calls are generally categorized based on the services they provide. The first type is the process control systems, which are used to create the execute and terminate process. Examples, it include the fork, execute, exit and wait. The second type is the file management system calls, which handles the file operations such as the creating or opening or reading and writing and closing the files. Example for include the open file, open functions, read functions, write functions and close functions. The third type is the device management system calls, which control the input and output device like the keyboard, printers and disk. The fourth type is the memory management system calls, which manage the memory allocation and deallocations such as the mmap functions and break functions. Another category is the information maintenance system calls, which provide the system related information such as the time, process ID and system status. So the final conclusions of this system calls, the critical part of the operating systems, they enable the safe communications and between the user, program and the kernel. It are implemented using the control mode, with the switching work closely with the API supports efficiently. So it is the parameter passing mechanisms like tables are classified into the letters.